Let's talk about Trump winning the 2024 presidential election. Not only did conservatives win the Electoral College, they also won the popular vote, the Senate, the House, and all the swing states. It's easy to say, wow, over half of America consists of racist, sexist, white supremacists who support Hitler. But that unfortunately would not be the correct conclusion to draw from this situation.
You're racist. You're a fascist, you're a Nazi, you hate America, you hate women, you hate democracy. I'm sorry for your mom. Do not waste your breath on these people. Anytime that you're talking to a Donald Trump supporter, just call him a Nazi, call him a fascist, keep it moving. These people are beyond the right of education.
And that only shows how racist this country is. Misogynistic. Y'all hate to see a black, a Latino, anybody that's in an LGBTQ plus, a woman being happy.
The fact that anybody in good conscience could go to the polls and vote for a man that is a rapist, that is a fascist, that is a misogynist, that is a racist who attempted to overthrow our U.S. government and our democratic processes in a way that has not been seen in our entire country's history is beyond me, and it's just genuinely incomprehensible. Genuinely cannot comprehend this.
So in today's video, let's talk about an issue that I noticed a lot of Democrats seem to be confused about, which is how in the world half of America could have voted for the reincarnation of Hitler. So the truth is actually quite simple. The people have fundamental needs that are unfortunately not being met. Let me explain. There is a hierarchy of needs that needs to be met, also called Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You have to meet the basic needs first before you can satisfy the higher levels. Take a look at this chart here, from most fundamental to least fundamental. On the bottom, we have physiological needs, then we have safety and security, love and belonging, self-esteem, and then self-actualization. You have to satisfy the lower levels before you satisfy the higher levels. People need to have their physiological needs met before they can focus on what gender is my goldfish? What gender is my friend? Is my friend a he, him, she, her, they, them, it? So the real question is, are these fundamental needs being met? The answer is absolutely not. And Kamala and the Democrats completely ignored this, and that was their downfall.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
The reality that I think a lot of celebrities, news anchors, coastal people, people who don't really support others, people who are really sheltered, don't understand is that 60 to 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 12% of America is on food stamps. These people don't understand because they can't relate.
I'm so glad you guys got your cheap ass groceries and your cheap ass fuck ass, cause you're broke as shit. You're broke. You're broke. Broke. I said I'm
Penny, nickel, dime, penny, penny, nickel, dime, nickel, penny, nickel, dime, penny, penny, nickel, quarter.
To deny the fact that most people can't afford anything was reflected in the election results. Take a look at this guy.
If you are so sad about your groceries being expensive, get a better paying job. Do better in life. Get a vacation. Do something. Because you are stupid. And I hope you go jump off of a bridge.
We just had the worst jobs report in the last 4 years. People complain to me every week that they're draining their life savings, they can't afford a house, they cannot change their jobs, they can't get a job, etc. It's this attitude of telling all these people who are living paycheck to paycheck, who are on food stamps, and telling them, oh, just work harder to get a job, even though we just had the worst jobs report in the last 4 years. It's this attitude that doesn't resonate with people. It's pretty out of touch and doesn't really acknowledge the problems that most people face. This type of attitude doesn't resonate with most people because you're denying people their reality. This type of mindset actually comes from a highly privileged position. If you start thinking about other people than yourself and understand that some people have to provide for their children, their spouses, their family, their mom, and they can't put food on the table, they can't pay their bills, they can't put a roof over their head, it doesn't really matter if the Democratic Party is telling them to prioritize kindness or inclusivity or being anti-racist. What matters first and foremost is being able to live. It's a complete and total privilege and first world problem to say, oh, let's focus on being inclusive, what pronoun are you, instead of putting food on the table and surviving. Like, do you really think people in North Korea have time to care about if Kim Jong-un said some nice words that day? They're really just fighting for their survival at that point. People also feel very unsafe, which is the second level on the hierarchy of needs.
Not one time when her daughter was murdered and I was helping her navigate the criminal justice system did one Democrat call me to offer their assistance. It was only Republicans, and I am an independent. I vote both ways. So it's insulting. No, please don't speak over me.
But as I was bending down to pick up my dog's mess, one of the guys grabs me by my hips, and he had an erection. Oh God. And just starts humping me. It was one of the most terrifying things ever.
I've been harassed and chased by multiple homeless people. The homeless near me literally set fires. A lot more people than you think are actually physically assaulted in some way or another, or they just have some weird public nuisances going on. Statistically and factually, crime is unfortunately up. So obviously the physical protection of the people was not being met, and it is the second lowest level on the hierarchy of needs. And Trump said that he was going to do various things to help with the physical security, but Kamala did not say that she would do anything for that. So the simple explanation was that people were voting to put food on the table, to put a roof over their head, for physical protection, and to be able to save up something for a retirement maybe. The Democratic Party did not clarify or bring up any positions or policies that they had to help mitigate the everyday problems of people's lives, aka their basic fundamental need to live. It's almost tone deaf to have all these celebrities prance around stage, twerk, whatever, while 12% of Americans are on food stamps and literally cannot afford to live. The truth is, I think America is willing to vote for actually anyone or anything or any person, no matter their race, gender, sexuality, etc., as long as they could help satisfy people's basic and fundamental needs. You can actually probably confirm that thesis from this election cycle. Trump has ridiculous language, a somewhat questionable criminal record, paid hush money to a star, probably not the best ethics, let's be real, but he says that he's going to help satisfy your fundamental needs, like the needs to have affordability of life and also physical protection. The Democratic Party refused to acknowledge the validity of these issues that everyday people faced, and that's what really broke them in the end. Obviously, it's a whole different story to see if Trump will actually be able to solve these fundamental issues that people are having. Only time will tell, and we'll see moving forward. Next time, the Democrats need to take a stance on policy that really affects people's everyday life instead of telling them that their opponent is Hitler. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.